Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. We live in a world of collaboration, conference calls, endless emails, text alerts, apps. It's almost unending. And yet, how do we stay focused and productive? Dr. Nick joins us this morning with more. Great to see you.
It's almost like the information society just keeps getting more and more and more, you know, with apps and again, alerts
and for people like you and me who can get distracted easily, those things are especially dangerous, right?
And with wanting to stay current, but not to the point where we're not, as it says in there, productive, living our own life, utilizing our own time. I mean, I would love to get an alert from every newspaper there is in the country.
I know.
Really, so that I can read the different perspectives. I don't have the time. And that's really why I think that trying to stay productive is an important thing to talk about.
Yeah, and there's some important research in here that we're going to discuss and share with you.
We'll go over a few of them
with
you.
One is, the first thing they say, in fact, own your own time.
Yeah, and that basically means, if you use the football analogy, to, you know, maintain a strong offense versus, you know, always again reacting or responding to or being distracted from one's own goals.
And yet you must have a strong defense too, right?
They don't say it in the research, but you know, I really believe a great defense is still moving forward. It's taking whatever's coming your way and, you know, pushing back, forcing the fumble, pushing the other team in another direction, not with armor on, but again with confidence, with making one's case. Let's say if you're being criticized for something, it hurts. You kind of look at it from an angle and say, okay, well, maybe that's your issue, or thank you for that.
Yeah. Productive people view busyness as a lack of focus.
Yeah, but Whitney, I've never liked saying to people, well, I've been busy. Busy just sounds so like wasting life.
And yet that usually is what you are.
But I think the better word would be I've been focused, I've been attentive to a lot of projects, I've been living the life, my life.
Right.
You know, it's not in there, but I would certainly like to add one of the ways of being productive real quick. You know, sometimes I get down on myself when I think, what am I missing? Yeah. When I look at Facebook or when I see people out and about, or Whitney, I'm not missing anything but the opportunity to live other life other than mine, and that the whole world, I mean, but many of us struggle with that.
I know.
We think, oh, they're out having, we don't know what their lives involve. We don't know their suffering. We don't know what they're escaping from when they're out playing.
But Nikki, 10 years ago, you know, we didn't have that. We didn't know what everybody was doing. I didn't know what you were doing on Friday night or the party I missed.
And we felt like, again, we were missing something.
But probably never as greater as if you look at it and you think, oh, well, that would be fun, or that would be fun, or that would be fun. But you're right. Keep it in perspective.
But you know yourself, you're having fun doing what you are doing.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
And the rest of the world is having fun doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's living one's passion in one's body, in one's purpose.
Now, they say productive people challenge the myth of the ideal worker. Explain.
Well, I think that's all tied with, again, obviously always being productive, and that there's somebody that's better than me, or that I should be working all the time, which leads to the other 2 points of production, which tie in. Walk away from a project and take a break. Sounds like it's contradiction,
right? But
it really isn't. When I walk away from my writing and I go back, I'm like, oh yes, I'm in a better place. It's almost like having a recess. We had recesses in school.
Yes.
I
miss nap
away.
time.
You walk away. Yeah, naps. But the other thing is in walking away is that you don't always think of it as procrastination. Let me just take a break from it. I'll come back to it. I laughingly say often I've got several files open, but I'm going to work on them and I'm going to get them completed.
Yeah, and it may be a better project at the end because you do take that break and you gain clarity, right?
Absolutely, you gain clarity, and it just you're more refreshed. You're a little bit more capable of doing. It's this constant productivity. You hear the contrast. To be productive, you almost have to be unproductive.
Right.
At times. There must be breaks, which is why we talk about the importance of vacations. And Sundays is the sabbatical, the day of rest. There's so many, it's really a fascinating study. It's from Psychology Today. If people want to go in and read it all more, it's all research-based.
Yes.
It's the productive ways of living in this world.
And one other way that they say is productive people make important behaviors measurable. How do we measure?
Yes. We say, this is where I'm going to be in this project. Or I'm going to make this, I'm thinking about writing. You know, I've got to keep it to 1,200 words. Or I want to be able to be at this particular place.
Sure, maybe
by the
times,
end of the
deadlines.
year. Or I want to get the mortgage done.
Or how about the taxes?
Or
Nikki?
the taxes.
Let me get through the first page.
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
Yeah, the measurable keeps it in the today, and it keeps it limited.
And it probably helps us feel successful?
This is what, yes.
Like you're moving forward.
Yes, I'm moving forward. And again, you notice, though, it's based on one's own decision as to what the goal is.
Right.
It's not someone else's goal, it's my goal, right?
Right.
So if my goal is to work intensely hard for 4 hours, that doesn't mean that I'm lazy.
Right.
Could mean that that's just my goal is to work intensely for 3 hours or an hour and a half and take a break.
Mm-hmm. And they say do things today that allow you to have more time tomorrow.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Get
It's a good way of thinking of it.
Yeah, and I read the other day what I thought was really interesting. It's not in that, but it said something about do a couple of things every day that you don't want to do. And usually those want to do's have to do with I want to push it off till tomorrow. Right. Which adds fuel to let me just go ahead and take care of it today.
Right. I got receipts out for taxes yesterday because I was actually looking for something, and I thought, well, maybe I should start this process. Well, I didn't feel great about it, but it did make me think if I just do a little every day.
I think it's a perfect analogy to close with.
Yeah.
I do. Because we've all got to do it.
We've
all got to do it, and you're going to feel better as you do a little bit at a time, and it's going to be more competent. You've said to me, whenever you work at things over time, the project always comes out much better.
Always
much better.
Yes. So I'm going to be more productive.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tips.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, everybody. Good seeing everyone.
Thanks. Much more Weekends with Whitney right after this.